stay here, no. Ain't gonna keep it low. Now, if you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. I just got an awesome vibe, striking the winner post now. Liberty's on my mind. We've taken off, we've left the ground. You gotta understand that we get one chance, one chance. You will never regret the things that we'll do. 'Cause
Hi, welcome back to the Grateful Brands channel. My name's Erin, and today we're making homemade granola. So normally I like to make things myself because you can customize them. You can use whatever ingredients you have on hand, but I love granola, and I have a bunch of different ingredients in my kitchen that I normally just put together and not even really use a recipe, so I can customize it based on my taste. So the few things that we need to make granola. Number one is some rolled oats. You can use instant and buy these in bulk. They're fairly cheap. Any type of dried fruit that you have. Today we're using dried cranberries, but you can also use dried blueberries or dried cherries. I've used those in the past and they're delicious. Today I also wanted to make sure I added a little bit more health to my granola, so I'm using ground flax. I also, for sweetener, have honey, some vanilla, some brown sugar. It gives it a nice, rich, deep, crunchy flavor once you bake it. And then whatever nuts you have on hand. So today I have some whole almonds, some pepitas, some pumpkin seeds, and then some walnuts that are really great for antioxidants and have a huge amount of good fats in them. And then I usually put my oils in squeeze bottles, but the full version of this oil looks like this. It's an organic avocado, coconut, and safflower oil, but I just put it in one of these squeeze bottles and makes it easier to put on everything. I'm actually gonna grab a little bit of salt too. A little bit of salt at the end, like a pinch of it, brings out the sweet flavor and it really adds to it. So I'm gonna start off with. This is a 1 cup measuring cup. So I'm gonna start off with 2 cups of whole oats. A little bit more in that first cup, I didn't quite have enough. Make sure you have a big enough bowl to just accommodate all the things that you're gonna mix together. I'm gonna put about 1 cup of walnuts. So these are mainly whole, a few of them are crushed. I don't think it makes a big difference. That's the beauty of making your own stuff. You can go ahead and make it however you want to. I'm gonna add in all of these pepitas. It's about a 1/4 of a cup. I like granola that's a little bit more interesting than what you can buy at the store. So if you could add more ingredients to it, it just makes it a little bit more exciting when you add it to your yogurt in the morning, or even if you were just to eat it as a cereal and add milk to it. About 1/4 of a cup of whole almonds. Let's say about 1/8 of a cup of flax. This is just really good for your skin. It helps with different antioxidants and healthy fats. Okay, before I get to the sweetener, I'm going to put a couple of grains of pink Himalayan sea salt. This vanilla was really expensive. It costs pure vanilla now costs about $25 for a container like this. So I'm going to add it and be really grateful for the flavor that it adds. So I have about like 15 drops in there. This is gonna be about 1/2 cup of brown sugar, but I'm just sort of putting some in the palm of my hand and mixing it in with the mixture. So right now your mixture looks like this. What we need to add to make sure it adheres all together is a little bit of honey for sweetness. I'm going to squirt a couple of teaspoons in there. And then I'm gonna move all of my ingredients over. So it'll make it nice and toasty in the oven. We'll be putting some oil in here. I can also squeeze some over the top once I spread it out on my tray. And then the last thing I need to add is my dried cranberries. So depending on how much fruit you like, it just gives it a little bit of sweetness, a little bit more fiber, especially during fall. It's a nice dried fruit to put in here. So I'm putting about, I guess this is about half a cup. So I have a spatula. I can just start mixing it, but I actually love using my hands. It helps to mix it up a lot quicker. I don't mind getting my hands dirty, but you can use a spatula if you want to. Okay, so I need a little bit more oil. And then a little bit more brown sugar. So if you're watching your health and you wanted something less sweet, you don't have to put as much sugar in here. Okay, so I'm mixing it up quite a bit. I'm gonna wash my hands in the sink. So you're gonna take your mixture. I've already lined my tray with a little bit of parchment paper. It will help for the oatmeal or the granola not to stick. And I'm gonna dump it out in the pan. And then go ahead and take your hands and just spread it out on the tray evenly so that it dries. I still feel like I need a little bit more oil, so you can always adjust based on how much ingredients you have and what it looks like. Okay. So the end result looks like this. It's pretty flat. It looks more interesting than the granola that you can buy, say, at Trader Joe's or Whole Foods. And I'm gonna set my oven for 375. Normally you would let it preheat until it gets to the optimal temperature, but I'm just gonna put it in the oven and we're gonna put it in for about 25 minutes.
I don't wanna stay here, no. Ain't gonna keep it low now. If you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. I just got an awesome vibe, striking the winner post now. Liberty's on my mind. We've taken off, we've left the ground. You gotta understand.
So I've been letting my granola cool for a little bit. I took it out of the oven about 20 minutes ago. Let's see if the pan is cool enough to touch. I have a Tupperware here. I love these glass snapwares. They work for a lot of different things. So I want to store my granola in it. So I waited till my granola cooled quite a bit. It's nice and toasty. You can see there's a good amount of different types of nuts and dried fruit in there. Nice and golden brown. I stirred it a couple of different times just to make sure that everything was equally distributed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it into this airtight container here. I just use my hands for everything. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. I could also use the parchment paper. Just keep it in. It should fit perfectly. Okay, there's a lot of loose pieces. It's not quite like clusters like I thought, but it's nice and fresh and crispy. Let me taste a little bit of it. This has a walnut in it. It's good. Not too sweet. It has a lot of different types of nuts and texture and a lot of crunch, which is perfect. I'm gonna use it maybe on top of a nice Greek yogurt, or you could even use this for like a fruit crumble. So if you have any fresh berries, go ahead and spread this on the top and put a little bit more butter and maybe cinnamon. Cinnamon, that's actually an ingredient I could have used. So here's the final granola. I'm gonna put the lid on it. And then just store it on your countertop. I usually put all my cereals over here. And that's it. It was pretty easy. If you like this video, hit subscribe. And we also have more do-it-yourself videos and cooking videos coming soon. Okay, take care. Bye.
You gotta understand that we get one chance, one chance.